Okay, so we're going to give this another go. This is Van Ren 10. Probably this will be put under the Eezeey Gamer banner, this part. A little bit of telling you what the channel will probably have to it. A lot of stuff about Forza will be probably on here, racing games in general. Some other game news, sports, talk sports. I plan on just doing a lot of stuff. This is just a channel to basically say what I want to say when I want to say it. I don't really have a clear vision of what it's going to do. All I know is that I would like to, of course, be one of those YouTubers that makes a ton of money doing this. So if you're one of these people that eventually says, oh, he's selling out, all he wants to do is make money, that's all he's doing it, that's not all I want to do it for, but I would like to make money doing this. Would like this to be a job for me someday. Now I'm way off from that because, of course, at the moment I have 0 subscribers. So with 0 subscribers, you make $0. That's all right. I'm not really going to be trying anything too special to try to get myself noticed or anything. I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about and basically do what I want to do. I'm practicing on Forza Horizon 2 right now. I'm driving the 1970 AMC Rebel, also known as the Machine. I am one of those people that puts the tacky paint jobs on these things, but I do also figure at some point I will abandon that. I think for Forza Horizon 3, if I do videos for that, and I will if I get to that point, I will not do the fancy liveries. I will basically just use straight up colors, probably factory colors, but if the factory colors are just too hideous, I will paint it a color that's, you know, within the game, of course. But just to show off the car, I do kind of want to do a little bit of the history of the car, whatever one I'm driving at the time. Maybe give a little bit of information about it that's not necessarily given by Forza or anybody else. We'll see. I'm not that good at research or digging around for that stuff. I'm also not very good at these games. The reason it'll be called Eezeey Gamer is because I want my games to be easy. I do not have the time to get good at these things. So I am more interested in just playing the game and enjoying it, which is one of the reasons I love the Forza Horizon games so much. You don't really have to do anything. So it's like just get a car, drive around. Now I have completed Forza Horizon 2 for the most part. I don't do a lot of the online stuff, but I've got the 99.6 progression. I don't know what that means. I mean, I've beaten the final boss in this game, and of course, you know, beaten him a couple times because I think you have to in Forza Horizon 2. But for that matter, all it is now is I drive around. I've beaten every race. Every single race, I've done every event. So it's, you know, getting that little trick was time consuming. I probably put over 200 hours into this game. I'll probably put over 200 hours into Forza Horizon 3. I'm very excited about Forza Horizon 3. Australia seems like an absolutely brilliant place to set this. I've heard a lot of people want to go Japan. Japan's too tight. I think that you would not have the open world that you would really want in Japan. The only tracks that we're really used to, of course, with Japan is some things like Tokyo Drift. We've had, you know, and that's a lot of highway driving more than anything. Well, that was terrible. But I think Japan, there's just not enough open space to really create a great game world. But Australia is perfect, tons of open space. You really couldn't do a lot of off-roading in Japan. Japan would be beautiful to look at, but I just don't see it working very well. I've heard, of course, some people would like Scotland to be used, maybe the UK in general. I could see that being a lot of fun as well. The UK has some places where you could just get out and run. But I think they did a great job picking Australia. Actually, I would love to see them revisit Colorado. It's where I'm from. It's where I live. Of course, they did their first game in Colorado. So, of course, it was their first go at it. The game world wasn't as big. You know, it's definitely not as big as Australia. So I'm kind of bummed. It's like, and If anybody's wondering who doesn't live in Colorado who's played the Forza games, it's not the best representation of Colorado. There's only a couple things within that game that even represent Colorado at all. So for the most part, it's their recreation of it. It's not very accurate, but it was still a really good game world to play in. They did a superior job on it. Forza Horizon 1 was a great game. They upped the ante with 2 and made that one even better. So as it sits, I'm really looking forward to 3, because I think 3 is going to be their best one of the bunch. They've improved every time. Forza Motorsport has gotten stale. 6, definitely. The high point for me for Forza Motorsport was 3. 4 was very good. 5, I understood why 5 wasn't as good. They were under tremendous pressure to get that game out for launch. So they had to probably cut back on some features, and they're doing it for a new console system. So I understood why that game wasn't up to the level of a Forza 4. But still, that being said, Forza 6 should have been better than it was. I still enjoyed Forza 6. It's still a beautiful game to look at. But I still think at this point, when you're on the 6th game, 2nd game on the console, you should have done a little bit better. But I still love the Forza games. They're my favorite games. Forza Horizon 2 is not just my favorite racing game or favorite Forza game. It's my favorite all-time game. That's just a little bit. This is more a test video. I don't even know if this thing will even make it onto the air. If it does, hooray for me, because I actually was able to accomplish something with this. But as it sits right now, just kind of driving around my AMC Rebel. I absolutely love this vehicle. I don't know how AMC had some great cars. I don't know how really they went out of business. Oh yeah, the Pacer and the Gremlin and things like that. That's why they went out of business. The mid-70s killed them. Also, they did for a while do the Eagle line. That was the AMC Eagle line was theirs. They had the Eagle Talon and, of course, just the Eagle Wagon, that horrendous thing. My grandmother had one of those. Had wood grain. Wood grain. I still don't understand that on a car, but the family truckster had it, so why not? But I'm going to probably leave the video off here, because right now I'm lost and I'm not real sure where I am. I'm just kind of driving around in the middle of nowhere. Perfect place for the AMC Rebel, the machine. Nice little jump. But we're going to see how this came out. Maybe it'll make it onto the air. Maybe you'll see it someday. Maybe nobody will ever see it. Alright. To all the troops, past, present, and future, thank you for the freedom.